For pretty much my entire life, I felt a lot of greatness within me. I just always felt, even since I was a kid, like there was some kind of very serious power to me and to my experience too. And sometimes in my life, I felt like I really had that greatness by the balls and really let it come through me. And oh God, everything just worked for me. Literally everything. And then there were moments where I was just really down and out, and I felt like I couldn't seem to find my greatness. And that's why in this video, I'm very excited to share with you that, oh, I've got my greatness by the balls once again. And this time, I'm really excited to make this video and hold literally nothing back in sharing with you the biggest secret that I've discovered about being in your power all of the time. All right? Being in your power all of the time. That's what this video is about. So let's just do it, let's not waste anybody's time here. It's really quite simple, okay? Life is a show. Life is a show. And it might sound like I'm giving you an analogy right now or some kind of metaphor. And sure, if that helps you really receive it better, that's great. But I'm telling you, this is a show, okay? Life is your show. You are the lead role of your experience. See, we exist on an infinite stage where wherever you're standing, imagine there's an audience watching. Let's just go ahead and say that's consciousness, okay? Consciousness is the audience watching the show. Now, you are the actor on the stage, but you're an improv actor. You're an improvisational actor, and so is everybody else in this world, okay? So what ends up happening is you're on stage, and some people come out, and they've got certain props and stuff. Everything in life is a prop for the show. And these people come out on stage who are also improv actors, and they just start telling you, this is what's happening, okay? These improv actors, they say, hey, this is what's going on. This is a show about, you're going to be mopping the floor, right? And they throw a mop your way. Now, understand that this is just a random example, but you'll see what I mean in just a moment here very clearly. So they throw a mop your way and they say, hey, you're a janitor. You have to mop the floors. And you just go, oh, okay. I'm a janitor. I guess that's true. That's what everybody's saying. So I guess you're right. There's a mop here. I got to mop the floor. So you just go along with it, right? Understand that that's you giving away your power. You're letting the other improv actors on the stage tell you who you are, and you just go along with it. So you're giving away your power that you're the lead role. You're the lead improv actor in your life. You get to say to life who you are, and understand that whoever you say you are repeatedly, whatever vibration you're putting out, see, this is the same conversation we've been having lately, just in a better way that really drives it home, I think. Whoever you're saying you are to life, life says, yes, you are, because it's an improv show. Now understand that you keep suggesting ideas to life too. You suggest ideas to the other people on the stage all the time. This is a scene where you and I are having an argument, and the other person agrees and says, yes, you're right. And so they argue with you. And look, life is watching, consciousness is watching, an argument taking place. But if somebody throws an argument at you and they say, this is the scene where we have an argument, you could say within yourself, no, this is the scene where we connect on a way deeper level. This is the scene where we really learn to understand each other and that we both really connect deeper than we ever have before. You see that? So you say, no, I'm not going to go along with the scene that you're suggesting. I'm the creator of my own life. I create the scene, which is my experience. You see what we're saying? So this is really powerful, guys. Life is literally a show. And all of us are improv actors. And we've just been saying over and over again who we are to life. We just keep saying, this is the scene where I'm really struggling and I'm really depressed. And I've been depressed for weeks and weeks and I don't feel good. So you're saying to life, this is the stage, right? The stage is wherever you live and whoever else you include in your life. That's your stage. The set, your job, all the things that you've chosen, all the props, all your outfits, these are just props that you've chosen to identify with. But you're sitting there and you're saying to life, this is the scene where I'm really going through something, And so you're literally acting. You're an improv actor. And you wake up every morning and you say, this is the scene where today I really don't feel well and I'm dragging my feet behind me. And so life says, yes, it's true. You are. Life supports you. It's a free stage. You could be whoever you want. Life won't get in the way. Life will support you. And the really cool thing about the law of attraction, which I've got videos tagged below you can learn about if you don't know what I'm talking about, is that you attract other actors and props that vibrationally match who it is that you're saying you are to life. So whatever character you keep announcing you are, you will inevitably attract all kinds of situations, people, and props that match the scene that you're saying is what's happening, because you're unconditionally supported on the stage of life. So when you wake up in the morning, why not just say, ah, yes, this is the scene where I really grab my power by the balls today. This is the scene where I really break through. This is the scene where I'm dancing in the shower and the music's playing and I feel incredible. Why not? Why not? You're the one who chooses your character. Now, I understand because I'm here too. I am. I'm living my life. There's all kinds of characters in my life that come knocking on the door and they come swinging their props around and telling me who I'm supposed to be and trying to pull me into their scene. But I just choose that that's not what's happening. You see what I'm saying? If somebody comes banging on your door, throwing rocks through the windows and screaming at you, hey, this is the scene where I bully you and make you feel bad. This is the scene where you start crying and you start asking, why does everything go wrong for me? Right? This is just a random example, of course. Understand that you can agree that that's the scene that's happening by getting really upset and saying, yeah, this is the scene where I'm really being bothered by this person. This is the scene where this is really bothering me. So understand that that's you giving that person your power. You're giving them your power because you're allowing them to create the scene for you. And they're going to keep coming. They're going to keep coming and they're going to keep harassing you and you'll keep attracting all kinds of negative situations. Why? Because whenever someone comes out and tells you who you are, who they want you to be in their scene, and they say, I'm the lead role, you're my backup, you have to go along with what I'm saying. Essentially, you're just bending over and you're just giving away all your power and you're saying, all right, I'm going to go along with your scene. So you know what I do? When somebody comes banging on my door screaming and saying, hey, you're my backup role. You're my backup role. You're not the lead role. You don't get to choose the scene. I say what's happening. So in my scene, the vibration I'm offering within myself says, this is the scene where someone comes along and tries to take my power from me, but I just sit here and smile and I become even more powerful. This is the scene where I don't lose my focus. This is the scene where nobody affects me negatively because I know how powerful I am. You see? And the scene keeps growing. The show keeps growing. You gain momentum with whatever you're putting out. So understand that you've been saying to life over and over again who you are and what are the kind of situations that happen in life and what are the rules, what are the laws, what are the things that you just have to do because you're a human. Oh, this is the scene where I agree with society that I have to go to a 9-to-5 job, okay? I'm just using examples that I think some people watching might be able to relate to. This is the scene where I go to try to talk to this person at the grocery store that looks really cute, but they don't care about me. See, understand that before you walk up and engage in any situation, you're telling a story within yourself about it. This is the scene where I notice a really cute person down the aisle, but they don't even notice me, right? So you're telling the story. What if you said, this is the scene where I confidently walk over to this person and I give them an amazing compliment and I look them dead in their eyes and I say, you know what? There's something about you. There's just something about your vibe. And I know this is weird, but I'd really like to hang out with you. I just got this feeling about you. You set this fire inside of me. See, this is the scene where they are totally caught off guard by how incredibly powerful your energy is in this scene. And so they say, oh, you're right. This is the scene where you're so powerful and confident, and I want to hang out with you. See what I'm saying? Whatever vibration you're putting out into the world is what comes back to you over and over and over again, and it builds momentum. So understand that you've been saying to life that you are a certain character and that these are the certain situations that happen in my life. And these are the problems and challenges I'm going through. And I'm having this shadow work here and I need to heal this. And guess what? Life says, okay, if that's the scene that you're saying is what's happening, sure. But understand that's fine if that's the show you want to watch. But what if deep inside of yourself, you didn't want to watch the pain and the struggle anymore? What if you wanted to watch a show where you're thriving and the only people in your life, they resonate with you so incredibly and they're such great positive influences and all they do is make you feel better about yourself and they clap their hands and they cheer for you when you take your power by the balls and they support you and they want the best for you? What if you were ready to watch that? What if you were ready to watch yourself being able to buy anything that you wanted? What if you were ready to watch yourself be able to just go to the airport, find a flight just right in that moment that looks like it's going to a cool place and just go? What if that's what you wanted to watch? What if you wanted to watch yourself start your own business? And what if you wanted to watch it succeed? Well, then you just say to life that that's what's happening. But what a lot of us do is we have something that sounds exciting. Let's go with the I'm going to start my own entrepreneur business one. Let's say that's what you feel, okay? So what a lot of us do is we say to life, this is it. This is the moment. I'm going to go for it. But understand you're telling a vibrational story within yourself that life is responding to via the law of attraction. So when you say to life, I'm going for my entrepreneur business, but you're also kind of telling a little bit of a story inside of yourself that this is the scene where it's going to be kind of hard and it's going to take a long time. And this is the scene where I'm going to go through certain conflicts and I'm going to wonder if I can really do it. This is the scene where I go through a little bit of struggle before success. And what a lot of people do is they say, this is the scene where I try something, but I know I'm going to fail. But I'm going to try just so that I can say that at least I tried. So you're telling a story. You're telling a story. And life is responding to your story. Always, always, always. Life is always responding to your story. So you know what I'm telling the story? I'm telling the story that this is an incredible video. This is the moment I turn on my camera and I make something truly meaningful, that truly moves someone, that truly helps someone to grab their power by the balls. This is the moment I wake up in the morning and I'm on fire, you see, because for the last few days, I've been kind of tired and I've been kind of relaxing and I've been saying, oh, I guess I just need to give my body a chance to heal and get some rest. And that's the story I was telling to life. And today I woke up and I said, today's the day I go out immediately. And today's my day. I'm coming out to this beautiful location out here and I'm going to make 10, 15, 20 of the best vibin videos I've ever made. That's the story I'm telling. And that's the scene that I'm living. And it doesn't matter what anybody else on the set thinks. It doesn't matter if you're a character and you're watching this video and you say, this is not a good video at all. Nathan's crazy, right? But that doesn't matter because life responds to me based on who I'm saying I am. So if you were to comment something negative, I'm just rolling out more examples for you guys because I think this is really good to understand it from multiple angles. If one of you comments a whole bunch of negative stuff, Nathan, you're crazy. What are you talking about? You suck, man. You don't know what you're talking about. Understand that when I see that comment, I can say to life, this is the scene where I get my feeling hurt by this person's comment. And this is the scene where I spend the whole next week not feeling well and trying to figure out if I'm really doing the right thing in my videos, trying to figure out if maybe there's some other way I should make my videos to succeed, right? So I could choose to go along with you. I could choose you to give my power to and say, now you're the lead role in my life. Now you get to say what's happening. Or I could see your comment and I could say, this is the scene. Remember, you say this from within yourself very powerfully. We are always, 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 always telling stories to ourselves. I say, this is the scene where I see your comment and I smile because I know how amazing my videos are. This is the scene where I transcend ever caring what anybody else thinks about me ever again. And I know I've really done it. I've really made it. I've really got my power by the balls this time. You see? So we're always telling a story. It doesn't matter what anybody else does. It doesn't matter who throws what box of props on the stage set. It doesn't matter because you are the one who gets to say what's happening. Imagine an improv show. If you've ever seen improv, you got like a bunch of guys and gals on stage and somebody suggests something. They just start pretending like they're at the disco. They're like, hey baby, come over here and dance with me. And then the other actors, guess what? They choose to go along with it and they're like, oh yeah, disco baby. But then all of a sudden you got that one gal and she's like, she just like breaks through and she's like ripping her whatever out. And she starts suggesting that it's a different scene, right? I'm having a hard time coming up with an example for this improv example, but she busts out that this is some other scene. She comes in, she busts through the door. She says, this is the police. Everybody freeze, put your hands up. And everybody freaks out and they're like, oh God, we're not at the disco anymore. Now we're in trouble. She starts saying, I've been hunting this gang down for so long, I finally got you and patting you down. And you can choose to go along with that and say, oh God, you're right? It's an improv show. I'm the drug dealer. Oh gosh. And so you agree and you let the scene keep playing out that way. But everybody has this power within them to choose what scene is happening. There's no problem with allowing other people to suggest scenes to you. I let my partner, Ruby, my fiance, suggest scenes to me all the time. I love her. I think she's great. Right? I let people suggest scenes to me all the time, but I allow scenes that are what I prefer to be experiencing. I let her suggest that today's the day we have a really nice date night and where we connect really well. And I say, you're right. That's exactly what's happening. And I tell that story, and so it is, right? So it's not a bad thing to let other people suggest roles to you. You don't have to be all standoffish like, my focus is mine. How dare you try to suggest anything to me? No, appreciate everybody. Appreciate all your other improv actors on this stage. This is great. This is awesome. What makes the show so incredible is that we can interact together and tell all kinds of different stories together and create all kinds of different things. The only question is, are you allowing people to suggest roles to you that you actually enjoy, or are you letting people suggest roles to you that you don't? Like if you want to start that entrepreneur business and you're telling your mom all excited on the phone and she says, ooh, you can't make money doing what you love. You're crazy. You need to go back to school. And then you get all upset and you're like, oh, man, maybe mom's right. I think that I probably should just listen to my mom. She's been around longer. She knows more than I do. I should just listen, right? So understand that that's you in the improv show agreeing and saying, you're right. That's the scene that's happening. You're right. I can't succeed doing what I love. I have to go back to school. You're right. And guess what life says to you? Life also says you're right. Whatever story you're telling, whatever you agree with is what becomes true in your life. Unconditionally, always, all of the freaking time. So why not fill your life with people who are other actors on this stage that want to tell a similar story to you? Why not surround yourself with people who want to tell the story that we are powerful beings, that we can experience anything we want in life? Why not surround yourself with those people who, when you grab your power by the balls and you stand up and you say, I'm flying today, everybody claps and cheers and says, wow, you are really taking off, man. Look at you up there. You're flying, right? Surround yourself with that kind of energy and understand that if you feel like there aren't people like that in your life, understand that that's the story you're telling. You're saying to life, nobody is around me that's positive and good influences on me. Everybody's just negative, right? Or, oh gosh, I'm just surrounded by all these financial problems, right? So you're finding it hard within yourself to tell a different story. The reason it's hard for you to tell a different story is because, look, that would be like me standing here in Sedona telling you guys, I'm in Mount Shasta right now, okay? I'm in Mount Shasta. Look at me in Mount Shasta. Well, that doesn't make sense because clearly I'm in Sedona, right? However, if I keep telling the story within me that I am in Mount Shasta, I will find myself there. So I understand that it's hard when there's a certain set and props all around you telling you this is who you are. That's why you need to unlock the ability to start telling how you want it to be. To stop looking so much at the way that things are, like where you are currently, and to start looking more towards how you want it to be and start telling that story. If it's hard for you to tell a story that I'm in Mount Shasta because I'm in Sedona and it's too much in my face to ignore, then I could start telling a story that's a little closer to it. I'm telling the story now where I start packing up my things and driving to Mount Shasta. You see, now I'm in a position of movement towards my goal. That's the idea. Start telling a story that has movement in it. Stop telling a story that you're stuck where you are and this is the way that it is. The only reason it's that way is because that's the story you're telling. So start telling the story that things are going your way. Start telling the story that everything gets better and better and better. Start telling the story that you can go anywhere you want to go in the world. Start telling the story that you're surrounded by people who really support and love you. Start telling the story you can buy all the things you want to buy, right? Understand there's all kinds of ways to understand what is the story you're telling within yourself. For example, maybe you want to be a millionaire. So you go to the store, understand this is how you can tell that you're not actually telling that story. Just because you want something doesn't mean that it's the vibration you're actually putting out to reality, which is what is responded to, always unconditionally. If you go to the store and you're saying, I'm a millionaire, but then you see this item on the shelf that looks really cool and you want to buy it, but the way you feel is kind of negative, like, oh, I don't have the money to buy that. Ding, 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 there you go. You're not actually telling the story that you're a millionaire, because the version of you that's actually telling that story is able to walk through a store with all the expensive stuff and feel like you could buy any of it. You feel like you could have any of it because that's the story you're actually telling yourself. If you're telling a story that you can't afford these things, understand that life is going to keep showing you that that's who you are. If you cringe when you see expensive items on the menu at the restaurant, if you cringe when you see people driving their super expensive cars, if you cringe when you see things that you want for yourself, that's a clear sign of the story that you're actually telling within yourself. That's a clear sign that you're not actually telling the story that you're a millionaire. So tell the story of how you're moving towards it. That will help you. That will help you to get to that place. Start telling the story of how I'll be able to buy this soon because I'm saving right now, right? So instead of cringing that you can't have it, you tell the story that you're saving for it, right? That's the difference. Start telling a story that serves you better. Stop telling stories that hold you down. Stop telling stories that hold you down. You are the lead role in your life. You are the lead role. You have always been the lead role. And if someone walks out on stage, I want you all to remember this very clearly. If somebody walks out on the stage that is your life and says, this is who you are, this is what needs to happen, I'm upset right now, this is the scene where you and I have an argument, this is the scene where I remind you that you suck, I don't like that you're starting to feel powerful about yourself, right? There's definitely people that exist and are telling the story out there. I know them. I know them clearly. So I'm using this to help you understand that when they come out and start telling that story that this is the scene where I make you feel bad, you simply sit there and you say, no, this is the scene where I continue to feel incredible. And nothing anywhere ever has the ability to choose my story for me because I choose what story is happening. Just because other people on stage go along with what other people are saying doesn't mean that you have to. You choose the story that's happening. This is the scene where I really get my shit together. This is the scene where I really break through and I start moving into reality that I actually want. Or this is the scene where I still struggle to figure out why nothing works for me. This is the scene where I struggle to understand why learning about the law of attraction hasn't changed anything for me. Well, it's because the story you're telling is how the law of attraction receives you. What you're putting out, that's where it comes from. The story that you tell. So, thank you very much for joining us here today in this incredible stage of life. Thanks for choosing to tell the story with me. Right now is the moment where I watch Nathan's video and I appreciate it and I love it. Thanks for that. Thanks for co-creating with me. Co-creation is so special, but remember to co-create with the things that serve you well, not the things that don't serve you well. So, much love. See you soon.